philosopher once said, "The only risk for me is in not taking one." We all have a turn we haven't taken yet, a direction we've been second guessing, and a detour that we think is too risky. We're all obsessed with having the right answer before we move, right? The data, the analysis, the 6-page formula confirming the outcome before we even take a step. But finding the right path is harder than we think, because there's this tension that exists between the external world telling us to go left and then our instincts telling us to go right. And navigating that tension, that's exactly how your life gets written. Our gut, our instincts, that feeling in your chest you get before your brain catches up. I call it our internal GPS, or iGPS. And just like that British navigation woman, we turn that voice all the way down. We're so concerned with the external noise, our parents, social media, that all we do is turn that voice way down. Our iGPS goes silent. We are all wired with something psychologists call loss aversion, which means that you feel potential loss more intensely than potential gain. So when your iGPS says go right, loss aversion kicks in and says, what if you're wrong? What if you fail? So instead of trusting your iGPS, your brain wraps the fear in spiritual clothing and calls it something noble. We're just waiting for clarity. But your brain's not waiting for clarity. It's waiting for safety. And the problem is safety lives on the other side of movement. In other words, you can't see a door you haven't walked towards. And your iGPS can't calculate a better route for you if you're standing still. We are all taught that wrong turns are failures, that detours are setbacks, and if you're not on the main road, you're lost. But what if the detour is the main road? What if the greatest blessings in your life are all waiting for you on the main road, your biggest growth, your most meaningful moments and connections, and your most meaningful work? Look, the art of the detour is not ignore all information and do whatever feels good. The art of the detour is about listening for your iGPS and trusting it over the external noise. It's discernment. The first law of thermodynamics states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred. That means the energy you need for your detour, it's already inside of you. You just have to move to access it. Motion generates options, which gives you momentum, and that momentum is what carries you through your detours. There's a fallacy of the brain's loss aversion. Your brain can't evaluate an experience based on the future. It's running simulations based on the past. So when it says, that's Kanye crazy, it's giving you an assumption at best. It is definitely not a fact. There's a faith element to all of this. I believe God can do anything, but God tends to only move after you do. Why? It's not that he needs your effort, right? It's because movement is consent. Movement is you saying, I'm available. Think of it as the green banner on LinkedIn, open to work. I'm here, God, ready to go. Inevitably, you're going to question if your iGPS is in tune, and if you're listening to it or being stubborn. And in those moments where movement does not produce the results you want, your iGPS will tell you to persist or pivot. And learning to hear the distinction between those two signals is only done through repetition. The framework for our iGPS is built right into the name, so you can't forget it. I stands for identify. Turn the volume up and listen and identify that voice. G stands for go. Open the laptop, send the email, walk in the wrong room. The energy you need for your detour is already there. P stands for persist or pivot. Calibrate your iGPS to hear the difference between those two signals. And S stands for stack receipts, because your brain has a long memory for failure and a very short memory for success. So stack receipts until your confidence is louder than your doubt. There's a fine line between genius and insanity. The same is true for detours and main roads. You want proof? Remember the philosopher that I quoted at the beginning about risk? That was the great scholar, Kanye West. Who's Kanye crazy now? We all have a turn we haven't taken yet. A direction we've been second guessing. And a detour that we think is too risky. And your iGPS is waiting, ready to guide you. Are you ready to listen? That destination that you're thinking about, that you dream about, it's not light years away. That life that you've wanted to live, that life that's inside of you, it's just a few detours away. It's closer than you think. It's within reach.